Joy with Enjoy It Healthy, and today I'm going to do my ancient grain pizza crust, and I have my lovely assistant here, my husband Tom, and we're just going to go through step by step on how to do it. You need a wire rack because when you take that pizza out, you want to just slide it right onto the wire rack because it helps to keep that crust nice and crispy. Need some kind of peel. I like this steel one because it has like a thin edge, and a cutting board, some kind of pizza cutter. Also need a little bit of extra flour. I used, of course, my ancient grain flour replacement. That blend, I use that to make my dough, and I also use that in rolling out. And then a little bit of cornmeal. So this you put on the peel so that you can, they kind of act as ball bearings. You can just slide that right into the oven. And the only thing, what else am I missing? The rolling pin. Make your pizza crust dough. We have very few ingredients. Okay, so we've got 2 1/4 cup of warm filtered water. You want to fit your mixer bowl with your dough attachment. Okay, so we've got some water. We've got some SAF instant yeast. That's 1½ teaspoons of SAF instant yeast. We've got 2 teaspoons of organic sugar. This is going to help the crust brown really nicely and adds a little bit of sweetness. A tablespoon of sea salt. I use pink Himalayan. And we're going to do 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Okay, and then we have 5 cups of ancient grain flour. And I'm going to add that to your bowl. It really couldn't be more simple. Sure, it's straight. You can certainly do this by hand if you need to, but I just like to do it with a mixer. I'm start on low, raise it up to get it all incorporated, and then I'm going to let it run for 5 minutes. The work is all done for you. Like I said, you could do this by hand, but if you have a mixer and you don't feel like getting an arm workout, then this is probably a good way to go. Okay, so we're going to take a bowl, and if you have like a KitchenAid bowl that doesn't have the center thing, you can actually just use that same bowl too. Sometimes I use my KitchenAid, but I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil in this bowl, and we're going to proof the dough here. And it's a bit sticky. You get some on your hands. And we're just going to, form a ball. Get it nice and oiled on the top as well as the bottom. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then we're going to get some plastic. I'm going to put it right directly on top of the dough. You can see that. And because it's oiled on the top, the dough won't, the dough won't stick to the plastic. So a good place to proof this, I put it in my oven with the light, obviously the temperature's not on, but the light will be on, just has a little tiny bit of warmth in there, and let it rise for an hour. Nice and warm. This bowl just was in the oven with the light on, no temperature, and I've got 8 small bowls here. You can do 4 or 6 or whatever you want, but I like to do 8 because the pizzas come out about this big, and I think they're just the perfect size, and everyone can individualize them, or usually we just do probably half of that, and then we'll do the other half another day this week. So I just drizzled a little bit of extra virgin olive oil in there, and then I'm going to do the same here. I clean the surface again. I use like a essential oils, cleaner that I make myself. I'm just gonna put a little oil down there so it doesn't stick, and I'm gonna divide this into 8. We're just going to get them in the bowls, right? A little oil on the top. And we're going to do that for each of these bowls. We're going to cover them with their little cover, and then we're going to put them in the fridge until we're ready. Now, I am doing this 2 days ahead of time, and it can stay up to 7 days in the refrigerator, no problem. I have the dough that I made 2 days ago, and they've been sitting in the fridge, and I pulled them out, and they have they did like a slow rise, and they're ready to go. So I have some ingredients that I've gotten together. I've got some kind of regular things that the kids like, and some pepperoni and mushrooms and whole milk mozzarella and shredded, and some tomatoes, a little jarred pizza sauce. You can make your own, of course. My veggie pizza, I just chopped up some of my favorite vegetables into, a small chop, drizzled it with a little bit of good olive oil and salt and pepper, and then I have my vegan cheese, and then I made a white garlic sauce instead of a tomato sauce to go with it. It's made with cashews, and I'll show you how to make that right here. So to make the white garlic pizza sauce base that I'm putting on my veggie pizza, we're going to take, these are raw cashews. It's 1 cup of raw cashews, and we have about 3 cloves of minced garlic here, 1/2 cup of filtered water, 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, and a nice pinch of salt, maybe 2 pinches. Blitz this up until it's nice and smooth. It's a really yummy, creamy consistency, almost like a hummus or something like that. But it's such a great base for a veggie pizza. We're ready to roll this out. Now, some people, are sort of anti-rolling. They think you should spin it or do whatever. We found that you can get it really nice and thin if you roll it. Okay, so taking a little bench flour on with very clean hands and a very clean work surface. I'm just gonna dust this countertop with the ancient grain flour. Okay, so this is nice. It's nice and thin, as you can see, and I just use the rolling pin. Do you want to make yours first, or do you want me to do mine first? Mine first, okay. So our technique that we found is you get a little cornmeal on the peel. So I have, my husband was nice enough to put a couple ovens in my garage, so how hot it gets in Arizona. We don't heat up the house. So what we do is slide this on. Can you do that? You're better at that than me.
We usually put the sauce on first.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So we'll put the sauce on first. I'll do my veggie pizza with my white garlic sauce. This bad boy on the peel. Okay. Then I've got he does a little test to make sure it's sliding. The worst thing you can do is not have it slide when you stick it in the oven. So we've got it all nice and slidey in there. And I've got my vegetable mix, my favorite veggies, and then I'm going to top it with my vegan cheese. Not a whole lot. Again, it doesn't melt like mozzarella does, but okay. So our oven has been cranked, and I let it go for. It's been heating up for an hour, but we have a pizza steel on there, and he prepped it and seasoned it, so that's, you know, it's perfect right now. So we'll get that one in there, and then we'll come back and show you what it looks like. Yes. So we're putting this on the wire rack, and now we can start our next pizza. I think we'll do one for the kids. I want to top my pizza, my veggie pizza, with my arugula salad that I made. I just did a light drizzle of olive oil and balsamic, and I like a cold, like fresh salad on top of my pizza. It just is a really nice balance from the hot pizza. So just so that you can see this, can you see that crust? It's nice and thin, and it's really crispy, but a little chewy on the inside. And we're just gonna cut that up. We love to make pizzas together. It's something we do. We're a good team. He does the oven part, and I do all the prep work. But piece here, you can see how crispy that is on the bottom there. So good. I started without you. That looks good. Oh, that looks so nice. Nice bubbly cheese. What do you think of your pizza?
Looks good.